Hello, it's episode 6 of Knit Along on my Bluebird shawl. Throw, that's what we're calling it, a throw. We call it something different every time, don't we, Joey? I just wanted to say before we start that Anaken on Instagram, if you don't follow me or Anaken on Instagram, go and have a look at that. She has completed one. It took her, she was working on it for 210 hours. She started in August and she was doing an hour a day. So there you go. You can find that on my Instagram. I'm Gary Ray Smith. So she's finished hers in the green colourway. But me, I am there at the moment. And one of the things that I wanted to show people, Joey, was as it's coming into spring, the nights, the evenings are getting longer, and so I'm not at the behest of Mrs. Smith's mood lighting, which means that I can actually see the pattern that I'm knitting from. And so this wasn't the only reason, but I am now, I don't know if you can close up on that, Joey, but I'm now back to being in a straight line, because I think last time, the last video I did about this, I was all over the place. So what I've done is I've moved these forward and held on the ones where I was too far forward, held back a little bit, and now I've got back to being in a straight line. So there's a couple of reasons for that. Obviously it's spring, I'm working in the evenings, I can see what I'm looking at, and secondly, when I do the bird, I want it to be perfect. I don't want to be all over the place when I start doing the bird. So I thought I'll try and get it into a straight line again, so I'm ready for the bird and also for the end. So when I finish, it'll be all finished there. So you wanted to, you're pointing at things, but I don't know what you're pointing at. What are you pointing?
Let's talk about, I mean, is it going to be the same size as this one?
It's coming up slightly smaller. It is definitely coming up slightly smaller. If I fold this in half, and then if you go there, I mean, it's a gnats. It's a gnats, as they say, but it's just slightly smaller.
Why is that?
It's obviously because I'm working from Caroline's yarns, which is Caroline's lovely, gorgeous yarns. So I'm working from that. It's just slightly thinner yarn, maybe, than the yarn that I was working from, which was, when I made this, I just made it from yarn in my stash, and it was on a spool, what they call a cone. The yarn was on cones and there were no labels, so I just knitted it, but obviously I'm now working from but it does look like Anaken, who I hope I'm saying the name right.
It's a cool name.
It is a very cool name. No, I'll turn it off because I've lost it. It does look like she might have used something more like a DK weight or something, because hers is quite big. It looks great that big as well. So I'm like, oh, I wish I'd knitted one that big, but maybe next time. It would be nice, because Caroline, who we've been working with, who we do intend to, eventually all my patterns will be on Caroline's website to buy. So, because we kind of fallen out of love with Etsy, haven't we, Joey, a bit? But eventually all the patterns will be on there with yarn, but it would be nice to do, maybe, say the next one might be the hair or something, but do that in a DK and see how that comes out. But for now, on Etsy, we will be selling off our, well, everything that we've got. It's like I've come across this morning. I didn't even know that we still had any of these yarn packs. So on our Etsy site at the moment, we haven't got any yarn packs. but we will be having a sort of super sale on our Etsy at some point to sort of clear it. So you just wanted today for me just to show people a bit of knitting. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm really pleased actually, because I think, you know, now I can really crack on because of the lighter evenings. And so now I can see what I'm doing. So here, for instance, so I've got two green stitches that are part of the border, and then I've got 2 stitches there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in those 2 stitches. So let me just, so I've just got the corrugated rib before I get back on the pattern. So 2 purl, yarn back, 2 knit in the other colour, white forward, 2 purl, white yarn back, knit 2 in the green, white yarn forward, purl 2 with the white yarn back was cream really, and then I've got 4 in the middle. So this is, so that's where I'm going to be cutting the steek, down there where I've got 4 of the green. So yarn forward, purl 2, knit 2, white forward, purl 2, knit 2. So yeah, I think I can now really finish this at speed. I'm hoping to anyway. So I think there's probably people that are ahead of me. And then,
so what will the next video be? You having actually cutting the steek, or?
You know, I don't know. I mean, that's still a lot of rows left. I've still got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65 rows. At half an hour each, roughly. That's what it takes me. So yeah, I've still got what, 30 odd hours of knitting. Okay, so I'm just coming to the end of the corrugated rib, and then I've got the border. So that's the last in the corrugated rib. And it might be good to have a marker there so that you don't purl this border. And then I don't purl that one. So that's the border. And then I've got 2 of the border there. And now I'm back on the chart. Now I'm going to come forward 2 there, 1, 2. Now I'm just referring to the previous row that I knitted, so I know that nothing's changing for the minute across this flower. So that those 2 are in the same place, those 2 green stitches are in the same place, and these 3 cream are in the same place. So I'm just reading the previous row and seeing what I need to do different from the previous row, because that's the easiest way for my brain to do it. So I'm looking at, if you look here, so I'm looking at the previous row that's been crossed off, and then so here I've got that's the same, that's the same. I'm moving to that way there, so, but I'm probably out of sync anyway, so we'll see. So although I'm back on line I might be laterally out of sync still. Does that make sense, Joey, to you?
Not to me, no.
Okay, so what I mean is that I'm back online across here, but these gaps might still be in the wrong places because I've sort of pushed it to get back into line. So I've got to sort of get them back on. So I'm working on that at the moment. So I've got to add 2 on this one. 1, no, 1, 2, and then I've got a gap of 1, and then I've got 2 of the other. So I've actually shifted it along a little bit, and it doesn't matter. No one is going to know. And then I've got 2 of those.